Welcome back to the action. We kick things off today with a massive look at the Baltimore Ravens and the controversial decision surrounding running back Derrick Henry. Sports Illustrated's Jason LaCanfora has dropped some serious heat, calling out the Ravens for investing so much in Henry at 32 years old, suggesting that age 32 is the end for virtually every productive running back in the NFL since the 1970 merger. We dive into the stats, the projections, and why this veteran is still defying expectations.
Never get caught with a dead phone again. This INIU portable charger is compact, travel-friendly, and gives you fast 45-watt charging with a built-in USB-C cable, so there's no need to carry extra cords. With 10,000 mAh power, it's perfect for busy days, trips, emergencies, or anytime your battery drops too low. Grab yours on Amazon through the link in the comments before your phone hits 1%.
Next up, we turn our attention to the NFL draft drama as the Pittsburgh Steelers face a terrifying choice. Penn State guard Olaivavega Ioane has emerged as a massive target for Pittsburgh, fitting perfectly into Omar Khan's offensive line strategy. But the Baltimore Ravens are also showing serious interest in the former Nittany Lion, setting up a potential clash that could completely change the draft landscape for the Steelers. Then we look at the strategic puzzle facing the Ravens in the first round. With the 14th pick being a sweet spot for offensive linemen, we explore three potential scenarios for Baltimore, examining whether they prioritize linemen, tight ends, or wide receivers, and what that means for players like Carnell Tate and Denzel Boston. This is a high-stakes gamble for the team. And finally, we wrap up with some explosive news regarding the Baltimore Ravens and a major player development. Trey Hendrickson is getting spicy bulletin board material, and we have huge news coming in about Nnamdi Madubuike that is set to shake up the Ravens' situation. Don't miss out on the full breakdown. Stick with us. The Baltimore Ravens' heavy reliance on running back Derrick Henry has sparked debate among analysts regarding the wisdom of the team's investment in the veteran player. Sports Illustrated writer Jason LaCanfora recently questioned the decision, citing the age factor. LaCanfora argued that while age 30 is often cited as a turning point for high-touch running backs, age 32 is the threshold where virtually every productive back in NFL history has seen a significant decline. He expressed skepticism about the expectation for Henry to maintain his previous production levels, such as 300-plus touches and a 5.6 yards per carry average in the regular season. Despite the cautionary notes, Henry's recent performance has been undeniable. In 2024, he rushed for over 1,900 yards at age 30, followed by 1,595 yards in 2025. Proponents of the Ravens' strategy point to this output, suggesting that with increased touches, the team could have secured a playoff berth and potentially retained head coach John Harbaugh. Beyond the immediate season, Henry's career trajectory remains stellar. Over his first 10 seasons, he has amassed 13,018 career rushing yards and is projected to enter the top 6 NFL career rushing leaders in 2026, potentially leapfrogging legends like Eric Dickerson and Jerome Bettis. He is currently one of only 2 active running backs in the NFL's top 50 career rushing leaders, alongside Saquon Barkley. Henry is under contract for 2 more years, with the Ravens following a $30 million extension signed in March 2025. Recent commentary highlights his sustained reliability, noting that under the new coaching regime, his talent is expected to flourish. Henry himself remains focused on his career, stating, "I don't see myself stopping anytime soon, but when my body tells me I'm done." The Pittsburgh Steelers are navigating a high-stakes situation ahead of the NFL draft, facing a dichotomy where their ideal scenario could quickly devolve into a nightmare. Central to this tension is Penn State guard Olaivavega Ioane, who has emerged as a prime target for the Steelers' offensive line, perfectly complementing Omar Khan's established collection of first-round trench players. Ioane has been heavily linked to Pittsburgh, even appearing in analysis highlighting his connection to the team. However, the Baltimore Ravens are reportedly showing equal, if not greater, interest in the former Nittany Lion. If Baltimore selects Ioane early, potentially with the 14th pick, Steelers fans face the prospect of watching their preferred draft fit suit up for a heated AFC North rival. The Steelers have actively pursued Ioane, citing a clear need at left guard following the loss of Isaac Sumalo in free agency. Analysts praise Ioane as a complete player, possessing the physicality of a mauler combined with refined pass-blocking technique, a valuable asset in a draft class filled with uncertainty. Securing him would be an immediate success for the current Pittsburgh regime. Despite the team's interest, the likelihood of Ioane being drafted before Pittsburgh is growing. Other teams, including the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Detroit Lions, are also considered suitors. The most concerning scenario is the Ravens selecting him first. If a top prospect does not unexpectedly fall into the Ravens' hands, this outcome would severely limit the Steelers' options at number 21. While players like Monroe Freeling and Cadden Proctor possess potential, they are not considered as polished as Ioane. If Ioane is passed over, the Steelers might be forced to pivot to an entirely different position group, potentially creating a significant hole on the offensive line. The anticipation among Steelers fans is palpable as the possibility of seeing Ioane in purple becomes increasingly real. The Baltimore Ravens are facing a crucial decision in the upcoming NFL draft, particularly concerning their first overall pick, with speculation mounting over whether they should target a wide receiver. The team's front office has adopted a pragmatic approach to the first round, with the 14th overall selection being viewed as a strategic sweet spot, especially for offensive linemen. This strategy suggests Baltimore might have a deeper pool of offensive line talent available than previously anticipated, potentially leaving multiple tight ends and only a limited number of wide receivers available. However, despite the potential for offensive line value, concerns persist regarding the current roster at the wide receiver position. Analysts express reservations, noting that the group of available players has too many blemishes and concerns, leading some to question if a true top-tier receiver is available. One general manager stated that while they like many of the prospects, they are looking for a receiver at the right spot. Several draft scenarios are being considered to navigate this decision. One potential path involves other teams selecting offensive linemen in the top 10, which could inspire the Rams to take a late-round receiver and the best offensive line available. If the top 5 defensive players are also gone, this scenario could result in only one wide receiver being selected by Baltimore. In this specific hypothetical, if the only receiver available is Carnell Tate, a player previously considered a top 10 prospect, it warrants deep consideration, though some remain hesitant due to the team's injury history and the fact that many first-round picks have not yet played significant snaps. Similarly, the hype surrounding Jordan Tyson is acknowledged, but the team's injury record prompts caution. Alternative options, such as Mackay Lemon, are noted, but concerns exist regarding his build and potential redundancy with Zay Flowers. Denzel Boston is also mentioned as a possibility, though the decision to select him is deemed high risk. Conversely, if the draft landscape shifts, particularly if other teams target offensive linemen, the value proposition changes. In such a scenario, even moving back 5 to 8 spots, the Ravens might see a cluster of players, making targets like Kenyon Sadek, a tight end, or Boston more appealing due to the critical importance of size for the team's passing game and quarterback, Lamar Jackson. This shifts the calculus, suggesting that in certain draft outcomes, prioritizing size and positional need might outweigh the immediate desire for a wide receiver. The outcome of the draft remains uncertain, with anticipation building for Thursday night. Sports News has seen a notable mention of Trey Hendrickson, reportedly receiving spicy bulletin board material. Additionally, there is significant news surrounding Nnamdi Madubuike, which is described as huge for the Baltimore Ravens. Further updates are expected in the upcoming broadcast segments.